Hello everybody and welcome back to another Mercury Farms start from scratch hard economic difficulty let's play video with me, CWATTYESO. Fresh on the start of a new day. Here we are. Made a little bit of money. Obviously got a little bit of a payout from the BGA overnight, which was nice for some of the manure we've delivered. I've also made a new purchase. This wonderful hook lift auger wagon. There is some B-roll, which I will probably cut to now. Harvesting trees and selling the wood chips using this combination is absolutely brilliant. The Brooks Big Daddy on the front of the hook lift, on front of the man hook lift truck, taking advantage of the front PTO on the truck. This auger wagon holds 60,000 odd litres and obviously has quite an easy pipe for unloading the wood chips when you get here to the sawmill. This is going to make stripping out all those trees around the BGA a heck of a lot more easy and simple, and hopefully give me the opportunity to make a good bit of money from the process at the same time. So yeah, to harvesting wood chips and selling them for gain. I'll take a screenshot of that. It might come in handy for a video thumbnail. Also another quick test here of the auger wagon, transporting manure from the animal dealership back to the BGA. It seems a lot more stable and doesn't tip the truck up when I change direction than that other bin that we have been using, or I have been using. This also holds an extra 15,000 litres, so I wish I'd gone with this sooner, because not only can I carry and transport more stuff with this auger wagon, it doesn't cause the truck to flip over and crash every time I go around a corner. There's another withered crop there, look, that the farmer's abandoned. So I'll quickly get this tipped out and emptied when I get back to the BGA, and then I'll carry on chopping some trees down and clearing out the trees. Which shows you how effective this auger wagon is and how much better it is than this bloody thing, how much more stable it is than that bloody thing, and how awesome of a tag team it was with the Brooks Big Daddy on the front, chopping down trees and making wood chips, because I've chopped down all the trees that I wanted to chop down. I do kind of regret the fact that I did return the Brooks to the store, return the leased Brooks, before I'd actually driven around the whole map and cut out down all these hedges, because I probably would have got a fair bit of wood chips out of these fence posts and hedges. I could have gone around the whole map. Okay, the game would have complained at me for quite a while. Why is there some sugar cane randomly growing there? But I could have gone around the whole map, cut and removed all the hedges, and probably made a good chunk out of the wood chips. I would have had to put up with a game shouting at me saying, you do not own this land and all that business whilst I was doing so, but I could have done it. There are now no trees over here on my grassy field. Well, there's a few down here. I left a few down here for decoration. They're not really in the way. I removed all the other ones from round here and up the hillside, so I can, if I want to expand field 60, I can. If I want to put in some other little fields to do some other little sort of crop things, I can do. I even removed a few of the trees down here. I figured I could maybe put some of the production buildings in down here, or something else. I may even remove these trees at some point, put some of the production elements in down here as well. There is obviously an area here which could be utilised for something. And again, possibly production building of some sort. So let's first of all have a look, see what contracts we've got on the table to do today. Transporting sawmill to vehicle shop, that's still there. And that's the only one of those. Otherwise it's all harvesting jobs. I don't want to do harvesting jobs unless I've got my own harvester, and I'm not in the market for buying a harvester just yet. They will pay me quite a bit of money to do the bale though. Although they want me to bale the grass and wrap it to make silage bales. Then take the bales to the straw barn. That's 11 grand to do field 51. How big is field 51? Let's think. Where is field 51? Whoa, big field up there, look. Biggest field probably on the map, I would think. 8.38 acres. I could buy a baler. I've got a tractor. I could buy a mower to go on the front of it. And do silage bales. Couldn't I? And sell them. Although, to be fair, 11 grand ain't all that to write home about, is it? Because if we're being brutally honest, and field 1 is a grass area, how much did I say that field was worth? 180 grand? It's almost worth me buying it and saying to myself, you know what, I will. How about I buy that field? Why don't I buy field 51 over here? That's planted with grass and is ready to harvest. And I could make bales from it given time. Now I kind of want the brooks back, take the hedge out. Don't I? That was a big expense. But anyway, gets rid of Matey's contract though, doesn't it? I bet he's not there anymore. No, he's not. He's gone. That's one more out of the way. Any of the fields where they want me to do baling, I should just buy up all the fields and say, screw you. No more bales for you. Get a proper... Plant some proper crops. Offer me some proper jobs. Anyway, we'll grab the truck. Probably not going to need that trailer today. What I'll probably do is grab the tanker, I think. I think the tanker makes a bit of sense. I can get some more. I'm going to have some more digestate to get rid of. So that's alright by me. There's no transport jobs to do. There's no ploughing or cultivating jobs. So kind of a bit limited on that front, aren't I? So just regular normal delivery boy today. So we can get the digestate transferred down. Although I'm also thinking it would be, whilst I've got a bit of cash, maybe get that fertiliser plant on the go, you know? It was the silo, wasn't it? Where's the philo? That one. How big is it? It's quite big. It takes up quite a bit of room. Getting in and out of here goes. Could place it, of course, out here somewhere, but then it's not really easy access, is it? Could put it on my new field that I've bought. We'll keep that. That might come in useful. I don't know. Part of me thinks it would be better suited in there. These types of buildings would look really good in here, but I'm going to need to remove some more trees first. There's just no way of getting around that. Unless, of course, I put it over in this area. Problem is, you get a bit close to the map border, and the game really doesn't like getting close to the map border. You know what? I'm going to place that there. I can remove the trees off camera at a later time. What I can do now, of course, is fill this up with no, I don't want to detach, I want to fill. Oh, another thing I was going to check on whilst I'm here is, how is my silo doing? Is it finished fermenting yet? Fermenting silage is at 63%. Okay, that takes a lot longer, of course, to ferment. I've made it 24 hours or so. It's a bit more realistic than the 4 or 6 hours that tends to be the vanilla fermenting time found in game. Right, we will go and empty this. And with a bit of luck, 96,000 litres of digestate will become 96,000 litres of fertiliser. Interesting that only one of these wants to unload. There we go. Now they both are emptying. Because I didn't check what the digestate price was today. In fact, it doesn't tell me. So it would be a gamble taking it down and selling it. Whereas I've already got quite a bit of fertiliser produced. And I'll tell you what we will do. I will take a load down to the shop and sell it just to see what the price is for 96,000 litres of digestate, and then I can compare that to how much 96,000 litres of fertiliser is worth. And see which way's the best way for making money. You know, if we're going to get rich, which is going to get us rich quickest? Selling fertiliser or selling digestate? Which is going to be the cheapest to reproduce? Will it be fertiliser, or will it be digestate? I would bet the answer to that question is the fertiliser's cheaper to produce. Well, no, they'll be exactly the same, won't they? Thinking about it. Because I'm going to be buying the manure and slurry to make the digestate. And then the digestate makes the fertiliser. And if I put the manure or slurry straight into the fertiliser production, it's still the same price at the end of the day. I suppose the only difference being I would get more fertiliser for doing it that way, because obviously the process of manure and slurry into the BGA and the making of the biogas or biofuel actually does mean that the digestate produced, the waste product, is a percentage of what you've put in. So if I put 100 litres of manure into the BGA, I probably only get about 50 litres of slurry, of digestate, sorry, out. Whereas obviously if I put 100 litres of manure into the fertiliser production plant, I would get 100 litres of fertiliser. So it probably would be more profitable to do it that way, cut out the BGA process. But hey, we own the BGA, we might as well make some income from that as well. And the way I see it, we're getting two bites of the cherry, so to speak, because we get paid for the manure and slurry by the BGA for the gas we produce. And then we can always take the digestate, turn that into fertiliser and sell that for the, if you like, the bonusy bit, the Brucey bonus. So yeah, to unload this you've got to have the rear trailer selected. When it gets down to a certain point, it'll tell me it wants to, well, it'll automatically overload both trailers. That's perfectly fine then. I'm quite happy with that. We'll see how much we get for 96,000 litres of digestate. 55 grand. Not bad, not bad. Definitely not bad. That cement mixer's bearing down on me very, very quickly. Get out of its way. That was close. Now I may have to switch trailers again, actually, thinking about it. Because I'm not going to get to... You know what? No, whilst I've got these loaded, whilst I've got these fastened up and attached, I'll get the rest of the silo emptied. The BGA emptied, should I say, and put in the fertiliser. We'll get plenty of fertiliser made up. Because if I want to go down the grass production road, I'm going to need some. Sorry, not grass production, seed production road. I'm going to need some fertiliser in storage. And I think they have a pretty decent capacity, these silos. I have got the refillable silos I could put in, the refillable placeables, but they only hold 90,000 litres at a time. So if I can keep them in the production facility, I think I can hold more. I can start overloading that into the trailer behind me. We've only got to do 2 runs. There's not enough in the BGA, really. There's like one double trailer load and then a bit of a trailer load tanker. So we'll have these done, shipped, and then we'll go get the other trailer, the auger wagon. We'll fill that up with some. We'll fill that up with some fertiliser. Take that down to the garden centre and see what they're prepared to offer us for that. See if it's more than what they were offering for the digestate. Straight up neat on its own. So let's see, production wise, 45,750. It's alright, we should have a auger wagon full in a few minutes to take down by the time we've transferred both lots of this. Off we go. I was hoping to get the silage picked up today, get that down to the animal dealership, see how much they're prepared to pay me for cow food and stuff. That's why the milling machine's there, ready and waiting. But it's not quite finished fermenting yet. Right, JD, that's all of the slurry we've got, sadly. Oh, sorry, digestate. I keep saying slurry. You know what I mean. All that good stuff. Right, let's head in here. Get this delivered. Right, done. Nip this back up to the where we're camping, where we reside. Grass hasn't quite regrown yet from where I mowed it. I thought this is where things get a bit awkward, because I don't normally like reversing trailers like this. Fortunately, I do believe we've got the we can lock the steering axles on that a bit. So take this back. So we'll unload this one, we'll grab the auger, we'll go grab some fertiliser. Take that down to the store and get selling. Hopefully they offer us a good price. Good auger wagon. I like the fact the pipe's on the back as well. That's quite useful. A lot of the auger wagons have the pipe near the front of the trailer. I do like the fact that that's at the back. This is the one I would have used with, I think, the sugarcane harvester previously. For that reason. It wouldn't get in the way and catch on the sugarcane pipe, harvester pipe, when you're turning and steering and stuff, so you could leave it out the whole time and make it easier for people to unload the auger wagon whilst you're harvesting sugarcane. 70,000. So we've got enough for got enough produced for a one full trailer load here. This is only 60,000. So you will have to do some maths, because obviously we delivered 96,000 litres of digestate, so an extra 36,000 litres of digestate to make 55 grand. And we'll see how 60 grand of this compares. I mean, we could work it out price per grand, couldn't we? We could divide 96 by 55,000, work out the price per 1,000 litre. And then we could do the same once we've delivered this to know exactly which one pays the best. I'm hoping it's the fertiliser. I really do hope it's the fertiliser. I hope, even though we've only got 60,000 litres, we're 36,000 litres short, I hope this pays probably equal to the digestate we did, or in an ideal perfect world more than the digestate. If it does, we know what we're doing for the rest of the series. We're making digestate, and we're going to be making fertiliser. Takes a while to unload though, sadly. This truck and auger wagon setup, it's not the bestest thing in the world, but we kind of get away with it. We're at 30,000 litres. Money's still going up. £342,875. £342,875 for 60,000 litres of fertiliser. Wow. Wow. Okay, I know what we're doing. We're making fertiliser. I'm going in the fertiliser production business. I'm going to buy 100 trucks, have them loaded up with workers. I'm going to hire some workers. I'm going to have them running down to the animal dealership, getting as much manure as they can carry. Each one's going to have manure. They're going to bring it up, dump it in the BGA. I'm then going to take the digestate, put that into the fertiliser maker, and then we're going to sell the fertiliser to the garden centre and get rich. Get absolutely filthy rich. This time next year, we're going to be millionaires. We will be millionaires. 342. I was hoping it, you know, we'd get probably 100 grand maybe for the fertiliser. Maybe 80 grand. I wasn't expecting 300 plus grand. That's kind of insane. Right, we don't quite have enough now, sadly, to fill this up, to take another load down, so it'll have to wait for a minute. I want a full trailer, I want a full wagon load each time I go down there. Preferably. So yeah, production buildings, I think, are definitely the way to go. If you're not going to do traditional farming, I think production buildings are the way to go. if you're serious about making your money and doing that type of thing. Because being able to sell fertiliser, seed and stuff like that on a field is great stuff. Right, I'm going to borrow this quickly. I'm going to take the plough. And the reason for that is I am going to go and do some work on extending that grass field a bit. Or possibly putting in a smaller field. In fact, actually, wait, I might plough this field, this grass field 16, as it stands currently, and turn it into a canola field for the sole purpose of making diesel and pig food. We would never ever sell canola. We would only sell what we can produce from it. Over here, I think I might put in a little field just so I can do the occasional wheat, barley, oat harvest type thing. To again make seeds. We'd never sell the wheat, oats or barley directly, only what we could produce from that. That would be an interesting concept to the series. And I think the big field I bought over here, field 51, the one that's got grass on it currently, I think, because sadly it does need ploughing, and I'm guessing it's going to want lime spreading. It doesn't need lime spreading, it needs ploughing. I reckon I plough this field when the car's finished knocking me all over the flipping place. I reckon I plough this field, I'm going to lime it, I've decided. Plough it, lime it, sow it with grass, and then fertilise it. I would say fertilise it. I'm going to turn off the course play doodah mini hood thing, because we're not going to need that. Like so. Plough this field. I know I could have technically I could have harvested it first before I ploughed it, but might as well get on and plough it. We've got a few minutes left in today's video whilst I'm waiting for that thing to make a bit more fertiliser for me to go and sell. It's also good because it means now I don't have to buy fertiliser for the fertiliser spreader. Does it? I can just go and I'm looking alright actually. What I want to do is work north to south, or should I say east to west then, as it turns out on this map. So I want to be at 270. A point. B point. Control S. Auto width. Okay, that's gone a bit wrong. That's better. Weird. I have got an auto width keybind on the controller now. I ought to probably utilise it a bit more than going in the menu. But yeah, we'll get this field ploughed, we'll get it lime spread, we'll get it reseeded with grass. This will become my grass field now then, because I'm going to obviously get a lot more grass off of here, which will be more beneficial, more productive. And then the field over there, field 60, like I say, will become canola field for making my diesel, my own diesel, and for making pig food, which I can sell. Obviously the diesel I can sell and obviously use within my own vehicles, which is kind of cool. We can that'll be interesting, that'll be good, because like I say, that was a shock. Wasn't expecting to make that much from fertiliser sales, but damn, that's not money to be laughed at. I tell you what, we've got enough money now as well to be able to buy a forage harvester to do our grass mowing. And a trailer to go on the back of it, if we're going to be making silage, of course. I would need a traditional mower if I plan to do hay and straw and hay and grass and stuff like that to take to the animal dealership. I didn't really leave myself much of a headroom, did I? Or a headland, should I say. I would be very tempted to come down here with the brooks. Now I own this field, to take out that whole hedgerow running all the way up that hillside, to make entering this field a lot easier, and maybe stripping out the one at the bottom by the road as well. I could just go to the store, go to the general maintenance shed and turn off these silly hedges and fences to be, you know, done with. But some people probably like them, and like the look of them, and think they're nice, add a nice decorative aspect to the map, and define and separate the fields a lot better. So it's tough. It's a tough call on that. It might just be better for me to remove the fences of my fields and let the other farmers keep theirs if they really, really want them that badly. And this is going to take ages to plough this field, of course, because we can only do 5 mile an hour uphill. 4 and 5 mile an hour for the most part. The alternative, of course, is to only plough downhill towards the bottom of the field. And I can keep the pace at 9 miles an hour. That works. Instead of turning round and dropping the plough and driving back up, just pick the plough up, drive back up to the top of the field and work down again. Oh, that's a lot quick. I can get back up the field a lot quicker than I can do ploughing it. So I might as well just plough in one direction. Plough downhill. Be like seeding the field, just seed the field downhill as well. Right, what I'm going to do though is I am going to put in a headland. I've got a bit more room to turn around at the top and lower the plough, because that hedge is kind of in the way a bit. And again, that's probably another hedge I would be tempted to take out for myself. I've run up against the 2D map board a lot. For all the nice things everyone says about, you know, the Alien Gym maps and that, he still has that. All the mod authors eventually still run into that same problem when you hit the map border. You get a bit of a rubbish 2D texture, 2D image to define the map edge. It doesn't matter if they put invisible walls in before you get to that point to stop you from seeing it, or put a load of fake stuff beyond it, like in this case, because obviously there's all this area up here that you can't get to. And I don't know whether the plan in time maybe would be for Jim to make that area playable and release it as an extension to the map, an update to the map so you can access it, because there is a gate over there leading up that way, isn't there? Ultimately we can't get to it. I know Oxygen David talked about releasing like an extended version of Marwell Manor in an update somewhere down the road, where that map will be expanded and there'll be an extra section with fields and stuff and jobs and contracts and missions on it for you to engage and pursue. That'd be quite cool. But they are a little bit limited, of course, because obviously the problem with maps is that obviously Giants don't allow anything but standard size maps on consoles, so they could never make, like, turn the map into a 4x map or something like that, because Giants wouldn't allow it on the mod hub, which is a shame. Because obviously they produce their maps for the mod hub, they would never do a 4x map that they only released, you know, to the PC crowd via their own private websites and stuff like that. They wouldn't do that. So you'll probably never ever see a 4x like Alien Gym or Oxygen David map, which is which is a great shame, because I think they're great modders, as are a lot of the modders who release their maps on the mod hub. But obviously then they do kind of have to work to Giants' restrictions. I mean, obviously there's a lot of map authors who make 4X maps and that on PC that release their maps via, you know, other websites and stuff. But I think it's fair to say a lot of those maps, the only thing they have going for them is the size. They do lack a lot of the details and a lot of the character, if you like, that are found on these sorts of maps. It's a difficult one for people to balance and get right. Making a big map that also has a lot of, you know, personal touches and elements to it. And a lot of character. And a lot of individuality. Most of the 4X maps, 8X maps I've seen on PC are just big flat expanses with big flat fields. There's not a whole lot of interesting stuff going on the maps. It would be interesting to see what Alien Jim or an Oxygen David could do with, if, you know, if they were given one of those maps, 4X maps or 8X maps, and basically told to characterise it, what they would do with it, you know, what they could do with it. I would love to see that, one of those, the outcome of that sort of experiment. But again, it's something we'll probably never ever see. Probably the closest we'll get to seeing something like that, actually thinking about it, would be the Hofbergman map that I did a sort of first look video of recently. Because that's started out with a lot of cool, interesting personal touches and sort of charactery stuff, and it's got the production stuff built in. And it's quite a nice looking map when you go around it, but it is a small map. I mean, it's actually smaller than a standard map. So once that mod team starts expanding that, makes it full standard size, that will be a great map to play on. And then if they go down the road then and making that 4X later on, that could be a fantastic map. That could really be a good map. And as much as I really want to play on the Hofbergman map, I kind of don't want to do it until it's, you know, like the ultimate final version of it is released and it's in its like ultimate final form, whatever that may be. It's kind of one of them things. It's tough to call. It'll be tough to call. I've yet to even reach the halfway point of this field, but the video is getting quite close. The video's at 14 minutes or so now, so what I shall do, I shall get to the top of the field, I shall stop, I'll be lined up ready to do the next row. I will then go back quickly to the truck, get the next load of fertiliser, and right, so that's ready. There's the aeroplane. I will own my own plane one day. I will hopefully have made enough money to be able to buy my own plane. And cars come in. Apparently, I am the lightest person in the world. I have no weight on the scales. My farmer weighs nothing. I kind of wanted to be over here. So how much have we got queued up? 154,000. That's 2 loads actually. But we'll deliver 1 load, we'll save the rest for our own purposes. We'll take this down and get it delivered to the garden centre. If we make another 350 odd grand, that will nearly put us at $1 million. We'll have almost made $1 million already. Without owning a field, without harvesting any crops of our planting and sowing any of our own crops. You know, just doing contract work and deliveries as an alternative way of playing. Bring this round here. Wait for the money to roll in. We'll see how much we end up with. As I say, it'll be close to 1 million. We'll have close to 1 million by the time we've emptied this. Ho, 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 ho. Happy days. Like I say, we'll be able to get a forage harvester. We'll probably be able to get a real harvester as well. And that'll make life a bit easier because we can still do it. We could do our own contracting then. We could do contracting with our own. We would never have to borrow equipment again and suffer the indignity of having money taken off of us. So come on, quote me happy, garden centre. Quote me happy. Come on. Come on. Quote me happy. $279,000. We got less. Okay, so we may have oversaturated the market a little bit. We may have just oversaturated the market a little bit with that first delivery. Bit like we did with the diesel right at the start of the series. And the garden centre suddenly gone, whoa, you paid out how much? The garden centre manager's like, whoa, 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 whoa. To John, the assistant who works on the shop floor, the garden centre manager's gone like, whoa, you paid how much for fertiliser? Whoa, you got that wrong, dude. Take away his buying privileges. And then they're kind of offering me a more realistic price now. But hey, 900 grand in the bank. That's nothing to complain about. That is quite a good figure. Like I say, in the next video we'll be able to make a few purchases of some equipment. We'll be able to get, like I say, a forage harvester for doing the grass, a trailer to go on the back of the forage harvester so we can collect the grass, and we'll be able to get a regular harvester so we can harvest the canola that we're going to have and produce, and also the wheat, barley and oats that we're going to produce to make seeds, and also be able to use it for contracting jobs. So, I've been CWATTYESO. Thank you for watching today's episode of the Mercury Farms Start From Scratch Let's Play series. If you would go ahead please and click that like button, that would do me a great service. If you want to leave any questions, comments, suggestions or feedback, feel free to do so and post them in the comment section down below. If they don't appear straight away, it's probably because I've still got the hold for review on comments enabled on the channel just until the trolls get a life and the children get a life and go somewhere else. And of course, if you're not already doing so and you want to see more videos in this series and other series, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. And don't forget to also feel free to share the video wherever you see fit with whoever you see fit. So as the afternoon ticks on here in the Mercury Farms map, I'm going to say goodbye for now.